Here's a condensed overview. Ancient beginnings, known as Abyssinia in ancient times. Ethiopia's history can be traced to the kingdom of Aksum, which flourished between the 1st and 8th centuries. AD. Aksum was a powerful trading empire with significant influence in the Red Sea region. Christian kingdom. Ethiopia embraced Christianity early on, becoming one of the first countries in Africa to adopt the faith. This Christian heritage has shaped much of its cultural identity. Colonial resistance. Unlike many other African countries, Ethiopia managed to maintain its independence throughout the colonial era. It successfully resisted Italian attempts to conquer it in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, culminating in the Battle of Adwa in 1896, a decisive victory for Ethiopia. 20th century challenges. The 20th century brought significant challenges.
As one of the great warriors of the Trojan War, the legendary ally of the Trojans that led these armies from far away in order to battle the Achaean invasion. But who was really Memnon, and what's the story behind the famed warrior king of Ethiopia? In this episode, we go through the life and legacy of the first African hero of the Greek mythology.
As leader of a civilization that had lasted for over 3,000 years, the new emperor would now be seen by millions around the world as a universal symbol of African pride and sovereignty at a time when virtually all indigenous African kingdoms had fallen under European subjugation. And over the course of his 44-year reign as emperor, Haile Selassie would be many things to many people. To some, an imperialist and brutal despot. To others, a symbol of anti-imperialism and freedom. To some, an arrogant and selfish monarch, but to others, a literal messiah and God incarnate. Paradoxes and contradictions may be common to all major historical figures, but
including a period of Italian occupation during World War II and internal political turmoil. Ethiopia experienced a communist revolution in 1974, leading to the establishment of a military government known as the Derg. Transition to democracy. The Derg regime eventually fell in 1991, paving the way for a transition to democracy. Ethiopia has since held multiple elections and established a federal system of government. Today, Ethiopia is a diverse and rapidly developing country with a rich cultural heritage and a complex history. Its resilience and determination have allowed it to overcome numerous challenges and emerge as a significant player in the Horn of Africa.
The legendary Trojan War took place between the invading Achaean coalition headed by the Mycenaean king Agamemnon and the city of Troy ruled by Priam and aided by his numerous allies. Among those allies was a contingent of warriors led by a king believed to have been from the land of Ethiopia. That king was Memnon. The land of Ethiopia first appears in the ancient Greek records towards the end of the Archaic period as a geographical term for a land located to the east of the river Nile towards the Red Sea. Its inhabitants, the Ethiopians, were recorded even earlier, and considering their location being so far away from Greece, were even given somewhat of a legendary status by the earlier writers. Therefore, these early sources, such as Homer, lacking the geographical knowledge possessed by their successors, imagined the Ethiopians as far distant people living on both eastern and western extremities of the world. The land of Ethiopia, therefore, apparently located outside of the boundaries of the known world at the time, was originally ruled not by Memnon but by his older brother, Emathion. The two royal brothers were given a typical Greek mythological origin and a blood connection to the city of Troy, being sons of Tithonus, who himself was a son of the Trojan king Laomedon, an earlier ruler said to have been slain by Heracles during the generation before the Trojan War. It would be the same Heracles that would proceed to end the reign of Emathion in
MKZ Production.